I think it's extremely important for Muslims to develop critical thinking skills and to study the religion, but also to contextualize some things that you might read and what some people say, and not just to take things at face value. Just because someone is a religious figure, someone speaks Arabic, they've got a long beard, or a woman wears niqab, or hijab, it doesn't mean everything what they're saying, all of their interpretations are sound, even though they may say they're following the Quran and Sunnah, and this is what majority of scholars and things, this, that, and the other, because that might be an interpretation, or it might be a misquotation of what some scholars have said. So I would say I would definitely encourage people to study the religion for themselves, not only study fiqh, which is Islamic law, but it's important to study the principles of Islamic law, which is the usul al-fiqh, which is the principles which underpin Islamic law, and understand that Muslim scholars are human beings; they are not prophets. Muslim scholars will give their opinions, will give rulings based on their understanding and interpretation of Islamic law, based on their understanding of the divine law, based on their understanding of the Sharia, based on their understanding of the Quran and Sunnah. And obviously they can make mistakes. Muslim scholars do make mistakes, and some of their opinions might be obviously correct, and obviously some might be incorrect. Now the onus is on you as as an adult to find scholars or opinions that that you think makes sense, because there's some scholars that obviously well regarded, well respected, but some of their opinions might be incorrect, or their rulings might be incorrect, and again they are products of their own environment. They have their own biases, they have their own assumptions, so one also needs to take that into consideration when listening to a Muslim scholar or Muslim preacher or what have you. Just because someone again has the appearance of being a scholar doesn't mean everything what they're saying is the Quran and Sunnah. It's their interpretation of their understanding. So that's why again I do strongly encourage people to study their religion for themselves, to read, not just to rely on motivational speeches or clips from social media to understand their religion. Unfortunately, again, like I said, I think a lot of Muslims do not develop critical thinking skills and don't ask really poignant questions. They just take things as face value because someone is a sheikh or looks like a religious figure. So I definitely would encourage you to read, study, and obviously can develop critical thinking skills and seek guidance, and obviously seek help from God Almighty, seek help from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and obviously you try your best. But people will make mistakes, but don't put religious figures on a ridiculous pedestal, which I think unfortunately a number of Muslims do.